या हमेशा के जैसे वो अपना मॉड्यूल में से नोट्स देख के मैं अंडरलाइन करने को बोलूं?
हाँ मैम।
हाँ
हाँ मैम।
हाँ ठीक है ठीक है। तो मैं मेरा लैपटॉप निकालती हूँ, रुको। देखो अभी हम लोग एनवायरमेंटल इश्यूज, उसके बाद जो इंडेक्स में जो है ना, नीचे से ऊपर ऊपर जाएंगे। मीन्स आई हैव टोल्ड लाइक दैट टू माधुरी मैडम। आई डोंट नो अभी वो कौन सा चैप्टर मुझे भेजेगी, जो भेजेगी वो मैं कर लेगी। क्या आपको कुछ पता चला अपना नीट का डेट वगैरह? कब है नीट की एग्जाम?
नहीं पता है मैम।
नहीं ना, और इसका 12th का भी कुछ पता नहीं चला ना।
12th कैंसिल हो गया।
12th का कब है?
कैंसिल हो गया मैम।
नहीं वो पता है, वो नहीं पूछ रही मैं। कैंसिल हो गया पता है, मैं अलग पूछ रही हूँ। रिजल्ट का वगैरह कुछ पता चला?
नहीं मैम।
10 का अभी कुछ आने वाला है, जुलाई 15 ऐसे कुछ बोले। 12 का तो कुछ पता नहीं। एक मिनट, हाँ जो उसने कहाँ डाले हैं। हाँ मिल गया। चलो करें स्टार्ट। एनवायरमेंटल इश्यूज, ओके। पहला है एयर व्हाट इज पोल्यूशन, वो पहले याद रखो। पोल्यूटेंट, pollutant is a constituent which brings about an undesirable change in the environment. So what is pollutant, ये याद रखो, okay? Then air pollution, एयर पोल्यूशन में व्हाट इज फुल फॉर्म ऑफ ESP, इलेक्ट्रोस्टैटिक प्रेसिपिटर, ये याद रखना है। उसका स्ट्रक्चर डायग्राम याद रखो। अपने टेक्स्ट बुक में भी डायग्राम है ना इसका। इलेक्ट्रोस्टैटिक प्रेसिपिटर का डायग्राम है अपने बुक में।
मैम ये चैप्टर ही नहीं है।
एनवायरमेंटल इश्यूज नहीं है अपने को?
डिलीटेड
हाँ डिलीटेड है वो छोड़ो। अच्छा तो डिलीटेड है तो आपने कुछ पढ़ा नहीं है वो चैप्टर?
नहीं मैम।
अरे बाप रे। लेकिन नहीं, वो पढ़ना तो पड़ेगा ही ना, क्योंकि एग्जाम में है, नीट में तो करना ही पड़ेगा, है कि नहीं? वो डिलीटेड था चैप्टर, मुझे याद नहीं, क्योंकि वो मैं लेती नहीं ना कभी। मैं अलग चैप्टर लेती हूँ, इसलिए मुझे पता नहीं है कि क्या क्या है उसमें एग्जैक्टली क्या नहीं है। तो भी आपको पढ़ना तो पड़ेगा। एयर पोल्यूशन मीन्स व्हाट, यू हैव टू रिमेम्बर। See, whenever any foreign particle, gases and other pollutants are added into the air, we call it as air pollution. Okay? And this air pollution किसके वजह से होता है? You know that maybe from the industries some gases are given out. Maybe because of extra use of refrigeration or maybe air conditioning. Because of that also air pollution is caused. Or maybe the vehicles are more on the road. So because of that, through the vehicles, you know, some poisonous gases are given out. Due to that, air pollution takes place. So ये electrostatic precipitator है, उसका diagram थोड़ा याद रखो. Then कैटालिटिक कन्वर्टर वगैरह कुछ नहीं आएगा, मुझे नहीं लगता है। डायरेक्टली हम देखेंगे। ये बहुत ही ज्यादा दिया है उन्होंने। मेजर्स टू कंट्रोल नॉइज पोल्यूशन, अच्छा, नॉइज पोल्यूशन दिया उसको उन्होंने बाद में, एयर पोल्यूशन का कहाँ दिया फिर? कंट्रोलिंग व्हीक्यूलर एयर पोल्यूशन, अच्छा दिया है, कंट्रोलिंग व्हीक्यूलर एयर पोल्यूशन, वो याद रखना है आपको। मिल गया क्या?
Yes.
तो वो याद रखो, बेनिफिट्स ऑफ सीएनजी ओवर पेट्रोल एंड डीजल, वो याद रखो। देन व्हाट वी शुड डू टू कीप vehicular pollution under control, phasing out of old vehicles, use of low sulfur petrol, use of unleaded petrol, use of catalytic converter, ये जो पॉइंट्स है वो याद रखो। देन उसके बाद उन्होंने एयर पोल्यूशन एक्ट, एयर प्रिवेंशन एंड कंट्रोल पोल्यूशन ऑफ एक्ट, जो एक्ट दिया है वो भी याद रखो। देन उसके बाद वाटर पोल्यूशन दिया है, what are the effects of domestic sewage and industrial effluent? You have to remember that domestic sewage contains 3 types of impurities, that is suspended soil includes soil particles like sand, sleet, clay, etc. Besides that, it includes some fecal matter, bacteria, cloth, paper fibers, even plastic bags, you get them. Besides that, whatever effluents from industries are there, they are thrown into the water. That is why also water get polluted. And so what is included there in water? Some nutrients are dissolved in water. Maybe some phosphate, sodium, calcium, ammonia, like that. They are dissolved there. Like that, 3 types of impurities are there. And the one which are biodegradable, they are more biodegradable. Organic matter is most abundant. ये remember करो, solid particles can be easily separated. Dissolved salts of nitrates, phosphorus and other nutrients that can be separated. They are difficult to separate. What is BOD? वो याद रखो, BOD means biological oxygen demand. That is called as BOD. BOD word हम लोगों ने sewage treatment में कर दिया है. So that you remember. Then what are algal blooms? Algal blooms मैंने उस दिन आपको बोला था. So what are algal blooms? वो याद रखो. When many algae grow there in the water, they float on the water, and that is why the animals, aquatic animals like fish, they will die because they will not get oxygen. So वो याद रखो. Then this plant you get name plants of water hyacinth, Iconia craspius. This you got, it is called as terror of Bengal. ये नाम मिल गया आपको?
Yes, ma'am.
उसको अंडरलाइन करो. The plant water hyacinth, that is Iconia craspius, it is called as terror of Bengal, and it is very harmful because it grows very fast and it blocks the waterways. Then because of water, when water is polluted, naturally different types of diseases are spread there. You know, dysentery, typhoid, cholera, jaundice, all these are due to pollution of water. This you know, because many industrial waste is also thrown there. Now, what is bioaccumulation and biomagnification? Have you come across this word or not? If you are not come across the word bioaccumulation and biomagnification, I will explain you. Do you know this? Do you know what is bioaccumulation? Yes?
No, ma'am.
No. So I will tell you. What is bioaccumulation and biomagnification? See, in the fields, the farmers add some pesticides, some insecticides. You know what are pesticides? Pesticide means to kill the pest. Pest means unwanted organism growing in the field. Means जिनकी वजह से प्लांट्स को डिसीज होता है, उनको हम पेस्ट बोलते हैं, PEST. And to kill these pests, the farmers add some medicine, some spray, that is called as pesticide. And these pesticides go on, when they go on accumulating in one particular organism, we called it as bioaccumulation. And when it spreads throughout the food chain, we called it as biomagnification. Biomagnification means when a particular pesticide or particular toxic substance spreads throughout the trophic level, throughout the food chain. We called it as biomagnification. That is, remember this biomagnification. See, it is written, it is also known as bioaccumulation. It is the phenomena of increase in the concentration of toxic substances at successive trophic level in the aquatic food chain. So, you know, not only in the aquatic food chain, maybe in terrestrial food chain also it will go on accumulating. Only thing here we are talking about water pollution. So they have given example of water pollution. Biomagnification of DDT in an aquatic food chain they have shown here with the help of diagram. वाटर में कितना है DDT 0.003, तो जू प्लैंकटन में कितना गया 0.04, स्मॉल फिश में 0.5, then large fish 2, and then bigger fish eating birds 5. You can see that it is written there how that it goes on spreading throughout the food chain. And then effects of biomagnification are given. What are the effects of biomagnification? DDT generally causes bioaccumulation because DDT is used everywhere. Even you must have seen that in our area also, the municipality person comes there having some spray with hand and he go on spreading something along with the roadside or on the gutters. That is nothing but DDT. And this DDT which is there, it leads to disruption of calcium metabolism in birds. That means calcium metabolism will be disturbed. That is why you can see the eggshell of the birds, they become thin. You know, the egg is covered by shell, it becomes thin. And naturally, premature breaking of eggs takes place. Naturally, death will be more. And that is why bird population will decrease. So remember that what happens here. Same thing happened in Japan. That is in 1950, it was seen that those who ingested fish, crab and shellfish, which are contaminated with methyl mercury from coastal regions of the Japan, it has caused some disease, that is crippling, nervous crippling was observed and fatal disease was caused, that is called as Minamata disease. Minamata disease पे बहुत सारे क्वेश्चन पूछते हैं. So what is Minamata disease? Minamata disease is seen in Japan along with the coastal line. The fishermen who ate fish, crab or shellfish which were contaminated with methyl mercury, when they ate this, what they ate, crab, fish, shells, shellfish, what happened? The mercury produced nervous crippling and then a disease was caused which was fatal. Due to that, many deaths were seen and that is called as Minamata disease. Minamata disease पे बहुत सारे क्वेश्चन पूछे हैं, तो याद रखो 1950 Minamata disease in Japan. Okay, it is due to air pollution. Sorry, it is due to water pollution. Now, what is eutrophication? Eutrophication means whenever natural aging of a lake takes place due to biological enrichment of the lake water, it is called as eutrophication. That means in the beginning, you know, if you see a lake, it is full of water, clear water is there. But slowly, some organisms start their growth. And whenever these organisms, they grow, they die. And when they die, they get deposited at the bottom of the lake only. And you know, when they will get deposited at the bottom of the lake, they will get decomposed, humus will be formed. So like that, if it happens years after years, generation after generation, what happens? The lake becomes shallower and shallower. And that is why you can see after some days, after some years, you will see that the lake is converted into marshy place. Marshy place will be there, waterlogged soil will be there, there will be no more lake. Marshy plants will start their growth and slowly aging process will take place. It will take, of course, thousands of years, but it will happen. And that is what is eutrophication. Lakes in several parts of the earth have been severely eutrophied by addition of sewage, agricultural waste and industrial waste. So like that it happens. And because of what happens when more algal growth is there, when algal growth is more, when amount of nitrate and phosphate is more, it is responsible for excessive growth of the algae, and that is called as eutrophication. What is eutrophication? Which we call them as algal blooms also. But what is eutrophication? Eutrophication means when in the water, nitrates and phosphate increase in amount, excessive growth of the algae is there. And when excessive growth of the algae is there, we called it as eutrophication. And the algae, we called it as algal blooms. Have you followed what is algal blooms and what is eutrophication? The phenomena is called as eutrophication, and the algae which are growing there, we call them as algal blooms. And what is the result of that? Unpleasant odor is formed because the algae will die, decomposition will take place, bad odor will be there everywhere. Then the amount of oxygen which is present in the water, it will decrease, and the algae is present there on the surface of water. So the water, so whatever animals like fish are present inside the water, they will die because they will not get oxygen. This will be the result here because of eutrophication. So what is eutrophication? Have you followed?
Ma'am.
Yes. Remember this eutrophication पे भी कुछ question पूछते हैं. Then they have given a case study of integrated waste water treatment. तो वो जरा पढ़ लो. उसके बाद है सॉलिड वेस्ट. नो व्हाट इज सॉलिड वेस्ट? सॉलिड वेस्ट तो हम लोगों ने किया है ना अपने इसमें, या नहीं किया है? या वो भी डिलीटेड था? व्हाट इज सॉलिड वेस्ट? ओके, व्हाट इज सॉलिड वेस्ट? व्हाटएवर वी थ्रो फ्रॉम आवर किचन व्हिच इज कॉल्ड एज ट्रैश, इट इज कॉल्ड एज सॉलिड वेस्ट. तो सॉलिड वेस्ट में क्या क्या आएगा? Solid waste means it is waste matter thrown from homes, office, school, college, hospitals. That is called as solid waste, or we call it that trash. And it will include many things. It will include organic matter, क्योंकि हम लोग vegetable वगैरह सब, skin of the fruit, maybe skin of vegetable we throw there. So it will contain biodegradable matter. Besides that, we may throw there. In that, we don't throw it nowadays because we separate dry and wet waste matter separately. But and the one which can be recycled also, we can put them separately. So recycle क्या क्या कर सकते हैं? Plastic can be recycled, rubber can be recycled, glass can be recycled. Or the one which we cannot recycle, we put them in separately. Or even e-waste is there. ई-वेस्ट मीन्स कभी बल्ब रहते हैं, कभी वायर रहती है, मे बी बैटरी रहेगी, ये सब है ई वेस्ट. इलेक्ट्रॉनिक वेस्ट वो भी रहती है सॉलिड वेस्ट में. तो इलेक्ट्रॉनिक वेस्ट तो हम लोगों को सेपरेटली सबमिट करना है म्यूनिसिपैलिटी को. जो रिसाइकल कर सकते हैं वो हम लोग कबाड़ी वालों को दे सकते हैं. कबाड़ी वाला यू नो, वी कॉल हिम भंगार वाला. भंगार का दुकान रहता है, उसको दे देते हैं हम लोग. क्या क्या देते हैं उसको? प्लास्टिक बॉटल, प्लास्टिक जार्स, प्लास्टिक का जो जो चीज है वो सब हम लोग उसको देते हैं. न्यूज़पेपर वगैरह सब उसको ही देते हैं. और जो ऑर्गेनिक वेस्ट है वो हम लोग कंपोस्ट बना सकते हैं. बट मे बी इफ यू आर नॉट डूइंग इट, अवर पर्सन जो आता है स्वीपर, वो लेके जाता है. और बाद में वो कहाँ जाता है? एवरी म्यूनिसिपैलिटी इज हैविंग सम डंपिंग ग्राउंड. आपके कल्याण में, कल्याण ईस्ट में, आई थिंक नॉट कल्याण ईस्ट में, कहाँ पे है ये डंपिंग ग्राउंड? कहीं तो है कल्याण वेस्ट में. तो वैसे वहां पे वो डंपिंग ग्राउंड पे वो डाल देते हैं. नो, ओल्ड मेथड वाज बर्निंग. they used to burn the waste matter, but that is not good because the burning site is a breeding site for rats and flies. क्योंकि बर्निंग तो कंप्लीट नहीं होता है. कोई कोई जगह वो क्या करते थे, जमीन में खड्डा बनाते थे, ट्रेंचेस were produced, and then they used to fill the waste in that and cover it with soil. उससे हो जाता है क्योंकि whatever biodegradable matter is there, it will get decomposed after few days. लेकिन अभी क्या हो रहा है कि cities are increasing in their size and the waste matter which is collected by the municipality, it is also going on increasing day by day. And as compared to that, the open land which is available for getting dispose of this solid waste, it is decreasing day by day. That is the main problem all municipalities are facing. तो वो आपको पढ़ना है, याद करना है. Okay, which is the old method, which is the new method, and what we can do now? We can separate the waste matter into three. One is waste weight matter, that means which can be get decomposed. Number two, the one which can be recycled, and the one which cannot be recycled. वो अलग अलग हम कर सकते हैं. तो वो याद रखो. बाद में एक केस स्टडी दिया है. अहमद खान, he was a plastic sack manufacturer in Bangalore, and what he did, he along with some other company, he started producing polyblend. Polyblend means ये जो प्लास्टिक था उसको कंबाइन किया बिटुमन से. Bitumen and plastic, when it is combined together, it is called as polyblend. And this polyblends के साथ उन्होंने बेंगलोर में रोड्स बनाए हैं. तो this Ahmad Khan, along with one college of engineering and Bangalore Corporation, they have started this project. They took the recycled plastic, added bitumen into that, and then made roads in the Bangalore. And these roads are very good because they are, for them, they are water repellent. Water उसपे जमा नहीं होता है. So that is the thing which we can do. Then they have given other methods for disposal of solid waste. Then electronic waste दिया है. Irreparable computers, other electronic devices. It is called as electronic waste, and we can get rid of them. It is there everywhere in China, India, Pakistan, everywhere. And the only solution to e-waste is to recycle it. And for recycling nowadays in India, different camps are held, and there we can submit our e-waste. उसके बाद उन्होंने agrochemicals दिया है. Agrochemicals means what? Whatever inorganic fertilizers, pesticides, herbicides, which we put in the fields, that is called as agrochemicals. क्या क्या रहता है agrochemical में? Inorganic fertilizers, organic fertilizer नहीं, bio fertilizer नहीं, inorganic fertilizers means superphosphate, urea, NPK. These are inorganic fertilizers. We add inorganic fertilizers to the field, or we may add some pesticides or herbicides. Herbicide means to kill the weeds. You can, yes, I am audible to you ना? मैं जो बोलती हूँ आपको सुनाई दे रहा है ना?
हाँ मैम.
तो जो herbs है, herbs means dicot plants growing in fields. Fields बोले तो जनरली हम लोगों को मोनोकॉट प्लांट ही याद आता है, राइस, वीट, जवार, बाजरा वैसे. तो उसमें डाइकॉट प्लांट्स ग्रो कर रहे हैं, तो दे आर कॉल्ड एज वीड्स, WEED, and they are actually they are competitors for our crop plant because they occupy space, they take minerals, water from the soil, and that is why we don't want that these weeds should grow in the field. मराठीत त्याला आपण तण असा शब्द वापरलाय, तण किंवा weeds. So to kill them also we use some insecticides, weedicides. And so because of them, because of all these things, what happens? These things, that is fertilizers, pesticides, weedicides, whenever they are used in large quantity, they get washed off. Washed off पता चलता है, और they get accumulated in the water. Nearby water resource जहाँ पे होगा उसमें वो accumulate होता है. And that is why agrochemical का effect होता है. If we use them in excessive amount, naturally some useful bacteria, useful microorganisms which are there in the soil, they also get destroyed. And you know, some microorganisms are responsible for nitrogen fixation. अभी उनका ही डेथ हो गया तो नाइट्रोजन फिक्सेशन कैसे होगा? नहीं होगा. Maybe some of them are responsible for decaying or decomposition of dead matter. तो वो भी बैक्टीरिया समझो, if they are destroyed because of these pesticides, then a natural decomposition will not take place. So humus formation will not take place. In short, the soil will not be able to maintain its fertility. And that is why agrochemicals should not be used. Actually, we should use biological fertilizers, biological methods of pest control, so that there will be no pollution of soil, water, as well as air. So that is given effect of agrochemicals, and then case study is there. So you can read the case study. उसके बाद दिया है radioactive waste. Radioactive waste means what? Through the atomic research centers, wherever nuclear energy is formed, from that some gases are given out. Actually, it should not be given out, but sometimes it happens due to some leakage, due to some problem, some hota hai, or some problem is created, and then because of that a major problem is created. For example, Chernobyl जो है, चेरनोबिल में ऐसे ही स्टाइल का एक प्रॉब्लम हुआ था, एक्सीडेंटल लीकेज हुआ था. Generally what they do, some research if they want to do, they do it wherever no people are not living, people are not residing in such deserts. They carry on such experiments generally. In India, in Kutch, in Rajasthan, in Kutch, where desert is there, they carry on such type of experiments. You know, Pokhran, in Pokhran they do this. But otherwise, some nuclear waste may be created, and how to get dispose of that, it is a problem. You must have heard few years before, I should say, due to tsunami, some problem was caused in Japan. That some atomic energy center which was there, it was affected, and many countries, they were tense. What will happen if this nuclear waste get on spreading through the ocean? What will happen? They were tense, but afterward the problem was solved. So what is the effect of radiation which is given out from this nuclear waste? They are highly damaging to biological organisms as they cause mutation. 1 minute, somebody is there at doorstep. So they will cause mutations. Nuclear waste will cause mutation. You must have heard, or you know, that during Second World War, when the nuclear bombs were thrown on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, many people died. And then after that, the death was there. But besides that, some people were affected, the DNA was affected, mutation took place, and these mutations are carried to the next generation. So even today, some people are suffering from such type of mutation. So it can happen. Then if lower dose is there of this nuclear waste, maybe cancer will be there. And if high dose is there, it will be lethal. That means the people will die. So these are the effects of radiations given us from nuclear waste. Even you must have seen whenever X-ray is there, you must have seen if you go for taking X-ray, तो वहां पे लिखा रहता है, देखो, without permission of doctor, pregnant lady should not enter the X-ray room. क्यों ऐसे लिखता है? Simple reason that X-ray will affect the embryo who is there in the womb or uterus of the mother. That is why it is written, because it also affects it. It is causing radiation, no? So it will cause some damage to the child. That is why pregnant lady should not enter X-ray room. ऐसे लिखा रहता है without permission of doctor. So that is the thing. Then how to dispose of this nuclear waste? It is written there, pre-treatment is mandatory before disposing of nuclear waste. Then before disposing nuclear waste, it should be kept in shielded containers. It should be covered. And these containers should be buried 500 meters deep below the earth surface between the rocks. That means whatever radiations will be there, they will not affect the living organisms which are there on the earth. Then in spite of all precautions taken, the waste leaks in the ecosystem. And due to hazardous effect of radioactive waste, people oppose the method of dumping of nuclear waste. So that is about nuclear waste. Then greenhouse effect is there. Greenhouse effect and global warming, should I explain you or you know that? Do you know what is greenhouse effect? Yes? Akash and other students, Salil. Greenhouse effect, should I explain you?
Yes,
Or
ma'am.
you know? आपको पता है ग्रीन हाउस इफेक्ट एंड ग्लोबल वार्मिंग? हाँ,
पता है मैम.
तो एक्सप्लेन करने की जरूरत नहीं है, उसके ऊपर भी क्वेश्चन पूछते हैं. यू कैन यू विल बी एबल टू सॉल्व द क्वेश्चंस ना?
Yes, ma'am.
हाँ, उसके बाद में शायद फॉरेस्टेशन, डिफॉरेस्टेशन ये दिया होगा, इफेक्ट्स ऑफ ग्लोबल वार्मिंग. उसके बाद ओजोन डिप्लेशन दिया है. ओजोन डिप्लेशन भी हम लोगों ने पढ़ा है ना?
नहीं मैम, ये डिलीटेड था.
वो भी डिलीटेड था ओजोन डिप्लेशन.
हाँ
मैम ये चैप्टर स्टेट बोर्ड के टेक्स्ट बुक में नहीं था ये सर.
अरे ये चैप्टर है टेक्स्ट बुक में, नहीं ऐसे कैसे हो गया?
लास्ट चैप्टर में इसका थोड़ा सा है.
थोड़ा थोड़ा है, वही पूरा
किसके
चैप्टर
बारे में? ओजोन डिप्लेशन या ग्लोबल वार्मिंग?
ओजोन डिप्लेशन.
ओके ओके, आई विल एक्सप्लेन बिकॉज वी वर टीचिंग दिस इन द ओल्ड सिलेबस. 2 साल पहले ये मैं पढ़ाती थी, तो इसलिए मुझे पता है. अभी नहीं है क्या ये बुक में?
है पर हमारे टाइम में डिलीटेड था.
हाँ वो पता है, बहुत सारा पोर्शन डिलीट था. और क्या डिलीट था वो मुझे याद नहीं है, क्योंकि डिलीट तो एक ही साल हो गया ना, इसलिए क्या क्या डिलीट था वो मुझे याद नहीं है. ओके, यू नो व्हाट इज ओजोन? ओजोन मीन्स O3. एंड यू नो फोटोसिंथेसिस जब हम लोगों ने पढ़ा है, तो सिग्निफिकेंस ऑफ वन पॉइंट फॉर सिग्निफिकेंस ऑफ फोटोसिंथेसिस इज oxygen which is released during the process of photosynthesis. It combines with nascent oxygen and then O3, ozone is formed. And this ozone which is formed in the lower atmosphere, which is called as troposphere, it is bad. The ये याद रखो हो, ओजोन डिप्लेशन, ये इसके लिए ये पॉइंट याद रखो. The ozone is of 2 types. The ozone which is formed in the lower atmosphere, that is troposphere, it is called as bad ozone because it is harmful to plants and animals. While the one which is present in the stratosphere, that means upper atmosphere, it is called as good ozone. Why it is called as good ozone? Because it protects us from ultraviolet radiations from the sun. If ozone is not there, many cases of cancer will be there. That means the thickness of the ozone in the air from the ground to the top, it is measured in Debson units. Debson means a DU, Debson units. And they will protect, they means this ozone layer which is present in the upper atmosphere, that is in stratosphere, it is called as good ozone because it protects us from ultraviolet radiations which are given out from the sun. और जहां पे ये layer thin हो जाएगा ना, wherever this ozone layer will become thin, then we can call it as, or in that area, cancer cases will be more. And in some areas, the ozone is so thin that we called it as ozone hole. Hole, H-O-L-E, hole. Ozone hole is formed. And why that ozone hole is formed? It is due to more amount of chlorofluorocarbon, CFC, chlorofluorocarbon, which is given out from acids. You know, CFCs are used in refrigerators and even in air conditioning. And in this is very bad. So in advanced countries like America, they are using excessive acids. Because you know, in America, all the buildings are centrally air conditioned. That means they are using this AC in excessive amount, excessive, you can say, magnitude. So what happens because of that? The balance between the ozone degradation and production is disturbed. What happens? The CFCs which is released in the atmosphere reaches up to the stratosphere. CFCs are released, chlorofluorocarbons are released in this refrigeration or in air conditioning. And then it will reach up to the stratosphere, upper layers of the atmosphere. And then UV rays break down the CFCs. I think you are following what I'm saying. wherever excessive air conditioning is used. For example, in America, all buildings are centrally air conditioned, but that is very bad because they will release CFCs, and this chlorofluorocarbon will reach up to the upper layers of the atmosphere in the stratosphere, and then UV rays will break down this CFC. Chlorine atom will be released, and this chlorine atom will act as catalyst, and it will degrade ozone. Naturally, what will happen? It will release molecular oxygen. Chlorine atom is not absorbed in the reaction, so it will go on doing the same thing. What doing the same thing means what? It will degrade ozone. Ozone come होते जाएगा, and then what will happen? Ozone layer, ozone amount of ozone will go on decreasing in the upper layers in the stratosphere, and then such areas which are there, that is called as ozone hole. This is seen in Antarctica. See, the decrease in thickness of ozone layer above Antarctica is known as ozone hole. This is asked in the exam where ozone hole is seen. Antarctica mein hai wo. So you can read that, and then if you are having any doubt, you can ask me. And what is the effect of ultraviolet radiations? It will damage and will cause mutation in the DNA. It is responsible for damage of skin cells. Maybe skin cancer will be there. Inflammation of cornea will be there, which is called as snow blindness, cataract, and then permanent damage to the cornea will happen. And that is why Montreal Protocol is signed by different countries. Around 27 countries contributed in this. And this Montreal Protocol, it was held in Montreal, Canada in 1987. And many countries signed this treaty. And what is decided in that meeting or conference, that everybody should decrease the release of CFC. That means chlorofluorocarbon should not be used. They should not spread this, so that whatever substances that are there which are responsible for causing depletion of the ozone should not be there. They should limit this. That was decided in that protocol, and many countries sign on that. So that is Montreal Protocol. Montreal Protocol पे question पूछते हैं where it was done, then what is the objective of that protocol, in which year it was done. तो याद रखो उसका objective क्या है? Main objective was to protect the stratospheric ozone by limiting the production and use of ozone depleting substance. So that is the main, and it was signed in 1987 in Canada. After that, they have given a degradation by improper resource utilization and maintenance. उसमें soil erosion and desertification दिया है. ये आपको पता है? Soil erosion and desertification. हाँ? If you know, I will not explain. Do you know this? Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
You know that? Soil erosion and desertification. What are the reasons? What are the causes for soil erosion? That is overgrazing, overcultivation, deforestation, poor irrigation practices. And then after that, waterlogging and soil salinity is given. It is due to what? Improper draining of irrigated water leads to waterlogging in the soil. That means soil में ज़्यादा पानी होगा. That means whatever water is sprayed on the fields, it should be drained also. Draining नहीं होगा तो पानी बहुत जमा हो जाएगा जमीन में, और उसको हम लोग waterlogging बोलते हैं. And this waterlogging which is there, it will not affect only the crop, but it also brings the salt on the soil surface. The soil deposit itself as a thin layer on the soil surface, accumulating on the roots of crops. And you know, when it will affect the roots of crop, naturally the production will decrease. And then after that deforestation is given. Deforestation में आपको क्या याद रखना है, अंडरलाइन करो. The National Forest Policy 1988 of India has recommended 33 forest cover for the plains and 67 for hills. ये 33 and 67 आपको याद रखना है, अंडरलाइन करके रखो उसको. In India, in the beginning of 20th century, forests covered about 30% of the land in India, whereas by the end of the century, the forest cover shrunk to 19.4%. उसको भी underline करो. 19.4% तक shrinking हो गया है. That means we have cut the forest due to various reasons. After that, they have given causes of deforestation. Main thing is conversion of forest land to agricultural land. वो तो है ही. Then besides that, wood was cut for maybe for as a fuel, for timber, for railway sleeper, for production of paper, etc., etc. Besides that, roads are constructed, dams are constructed, industry is increasing. Because of all these reasons, forests are cut. Due to urbanization, as the cities are increasing in size, the nearby forests are cut. Then it is given zoom cultivation. Zoom cultivation is important. On that also questions are asked. Zoom cultivation, it is also called as slash and burn cultivation. And it is adopted in northeast states of India. Northeast states of India means Assam, Mizoram, that area, Nagaland. In those areas, this zoom cultivation is adopted. What is zoom cultivation? In this, what they do, in a small land, they set on fire, and then when they set on fire, they don't use that land for some years, and afterwards they use some another land. See, it is written here, this system involves clearing a piece of land by setting fire or mixing ash with a soil and using the area for growing crops of agricultural importance such as rice, vegetable, fruits. After few cycles, the land loses fertility and a new area is chosen. That means they go on shifting the land. That means suppose this land is there. They will use this land for few years for cultivation of rice, vegetables, etc. And every year they will burn the land. And after 2-3 years, the soil will lose the fertility. Then they will not do the agriculture there. They will shift. They will do this planting of rice and vegetable on another land. That means they will go on shifting the agriculture, that is called as zoom cultivation. That means 2-3 years they use this land without manuring, without using any fertilizers. Only thing they burn the land. So that is bad thing they are doing. Then effect of deforestation is given. This so I will not explain. Conserving and management of forest, वो आपको याद करना है. चिपको movement, remember चिपको movement, you have studied in 10th also. 1731 चिपको movement. Then what is joint forest management, JFM, वो भी आपको याद रखना है. In 1980, the government of India has introduced the concept of joint forest management, so as to work closely with local communities for protecting and managing the forest. So वो आपको याद रखना है. बाद में उन्होंने देखो मेमोरी मैप दिया, ये बहुत अच्छा है. एनवायरमेंटल इश्यूज उन्होंने एयर पोल्यूशन एंड वाटर पोल्यूशन. गॉट इट? मेमोरी मैप. ये मेमोरी मैप बहुत अच्छा, वो याद रखो. एयर पोल्यूशन, व्हाट आर द कॉजेस फॉर एयर पोल्यूशन? Industrial pollutants, automobiles, burning of fuel, agriculture, natural pollutants, aerosol sprays and smoking. उसका इफेक्ट दिया है. affects respiratory system of human being, reduce growth and yield of crop, premature death of plant, greenhouse effect due to gases such as CO2, CH4, CFC and N2O. ये जो greenhouse gases है ना, ये पूछते हैं हम. Out of the following, which are greenhouse gases? तो आपको याद रखना है which are the greenhouse gases. उन्होंने लिस्ट दिया है, वो याद रखो, ये हमेशा पूछते. Then ozone depletion, all these are effects. Then they have given control measures, so ये आपको याद रखना है. उसके बाद उन्होंने वाटर पोल्यूशन के लिए दिया है सेम वे, व्हाट आर द कॉजेस, व्हाट इज द इफेक्ट. इफेक्ट इज अल्गल ब्लूम्स, यूट्रोफिकेशन एंड बायोमैग्निफिकेशन. ये आपको पता चला है. Algal blooms and eutrophication means what? Whenever in the water phosphate and nitrogen content increases, then that is responsible for excessive growth of the algae. That is called as algal blooms. And when the algae grow on the surface of water, ozone depletion is there. Sorry, what in the water, whatever oxygen is there, it goes on decreasing. And animals, that means fish, or any aquatic animals which are growing inside the water, they die because they don't get oxygen, and that is called as eutrophication. And what is biomagnification? वो भी आपको पता है, that whenever these pesticides etc are used, they get washed off to water, and then they go on accumulating in one particular species, and then they spread throughout the food chain, and that is called as biomagnification or bioconcentration. देन उसका कंट्रोल मेजर दिया है. उसके बाद उन्होंने सॉइल पोल्यूशन दिया है, which are the causes for soil pollution and what are the effects of that. So that is the end of the topic. So I hope I just revised that. Actually, if I go on teaching everything in detail, I will require maybe 3 or 4 hours to explain that. But I have just taken a review of everything. I have not explained you everything in detail. I know that, but I have explained. Now देखो concept building problems start करेंगे हम लोग.
Yes, ma'am.
उसके पहले का चैप्टर क्या है वो मुझे याद नहीं है, लेकिन एनवायरमेंट में ही है. कौन सा है पता नहीं है, लेकिन उसके क्वेश्चन मैंने माधुरी मैडम को बोला है कि कल मुझे भेज दो. लेकिन जो होगा वो चलेगा ना. वैसे भी आप पहले तो पढ़ के नहीं रखते, मैं एक्सप्लेन करूंगी तो उसके बाद ही आप करोगे ना. कौन से चैप्टर डिलीट किए थे? 1 मिनट पढ़ेगा. आपके पास बुक है, टेक्स्ट बुक? क्योंकि मेरे टेक्स्ट बुक में मैंने लिखा है, लेकिन वो मेरे सामने नहीं. लेके आओ क्या? आप पहले 5 क्वेश्चन करो, मैं देखती हूँ कौन से चैप्टर डिलीट. 5 क्वेश्चन करो. देखो मेरे पास अभी बुक है. हमारे टेक्स्ट बुक में 15 नंबर का चैप्टर है बायोडाइवर्सिटी कंजर्वेशन एंड एनवायरमेंटल इश्यूज. ओके, तो उसमें से क्या क्या डिलीट था? 1 मिनट, वो भी मैंने लिख के रखा है. 15.7, 15.8, 15.9, 1 मिनट, 15.7 to 10. 15.7 क्या है? एयर पोल्यूशन, एनवायरमेंटल इश्यूज, ये सब डिलीट है. 15.8 ये है, 15.10 ये है, वो डिलीट है. अरे उसके पहले का आप लोगों ने पढ़ा है ना. उसके पहले का तो देखो, उसके पहले क्या है वो चैप्टर में आई विल टेल यू. 15 नंबर का चैप्टर है बायोडाइवर्सिटी, levels of biodiversity, definition of biodiversity, then species biodiversity. ये तो आपने किया है ना? हाँ, बायोडाइवर्सिटी करंट सिनेरियो, ये किया है ना? ये तो डिलीट नहीं है ना. Why we should conserve biodiversity, what are sacred groves, बाद में ओवर एक्सप्लॉयटेशन, एलियन स्पीसीज इन्वेजन, कोएग्जिस्टेंस, ये दिया है. देन 8 टाइप्स ऑफ एक्सटिंक्ट प्लांट्स, एक्सटिंक्ट इन वाइल्ड, क्रिटिकली एंडेंजर्ड, ये किया है ना आप लोगों ने? एक्स2 इन-सिटू कंजर्वेशन, ये किया है ना, तो ये चैप्टर आएगा कल। तो कल मुझे इस पे एक्सप्लेन करने की जरूरत नहीं है, ये आपने किया है ना, किया है ना ये चैप्टर।
हाँ मैम किया है मैम।
यस मैम।
हाँ, क्योंकि ये डिलीट नहीं है, तो कल मुझे ये चैप्टर मिलेगा, क्योंकि मैंने वही वैसे ही माधुरी मैडम को बोला है कि मुझे उसके पहले का चैप्टर तो ये बायोडाइवर्सिटी